All right, we're recording. So, welcome to everybody in the live stream. Welcome to everybody watching the videos later at a later time. You're equally welcome. I love you a lot, my brothers, my sisters, all genders in between, bulls, bears, like one big family. That's what we are. And hey, hello, Charles. Welcome in the chat. Yeah, we've missed you. We've missed you. Welcome back. Hope you're doing all right. Um, cool. So, what are we doing today? Today, we're just going to analyze what has been happening so far because this is basically an aftermath of this entire crazy pump that we've seen here. The aftermath or the after effects are still playing right now. And of course, we want to prepare for the best and we want to prepare for the worst. Both scenarios are still equally valid. What have we seen so far? So far, we noticed that this entire area actually is one big bearish divergence. Okay, it has been for at least a day that Bitcoin price has been pushing up. Um, that's awesome, Charles. Yeah, we've missed you too. So as the price has been pushing up, RSI still failed to make a higher high in respect of this area right here. So on the first glance, it looks like exhaustion. It looks like eventually the market is going to capitulate. But for now, what we also have is a lower low compared to this area, while on the price action, we're still seeing a higher low. Okay, so there could still be potentially pressure to the upside as well. We're kind of in limbo right now. But what we're going to do is first and foremost, look at the potential areas of bearish divergence. So the boxes, I've already taken the liberty to adjust them. And then afterwards, we're going to look at a few other indicators, see if they can help us find some clarity and get a little bit more narrowed down on the potential areas of interest. All right. So if you guys are ready, I'm going to roll the intro and then we dive in. So yeah, here we are again. Welcome back. Okay, so first things first, the boxes. What I've done to the boxes, like you see, they're not the same area as they were yesterday, and I've decided on adjusting the boxes prior before the live stream goes live, just because it saves us a little bit of time. And you guys have seen me do this like over and over again. You know what I do to make those reads. I use the reverse RSI calculator so that I can see at which level we're going to break the high or the local high on the RSI, and that's the price level that I use. And in between the local high of the price and the indicated price level, this is where we are going to find our potential divergence. So these are the boxes. The first one on the really short term is the white one here, and we do have a level reaching from in between 36,600 more or less to 37,700. So that would be our first area that would actually add up to this section of bearish divergences that are already present. So potentially just reaching into this white box doesn't change a lot. It just adds up to the pressure that will be building up or the pressure that will be building, pushing price down. Okay, so that's that. Then we have the orange box. the orange box that I've marked off. Not really sure how much weight I want to put into this one. I just use it because I know there is a lot of sentiment from this motion being exerted on the price action. Remember, there's a lot of people who fell for the trap, who have been buying the high, because otherwise nobody would have been able to sell it. So there's still a lot of bag holders potentially who are waiting for the opportunity to dump their coins. And in this orange box, this is where we are going to meet the criteria to have another bearish divergence with this area, potentially seeing RSI make a higher high while still maintaining a lower high on the price action. So that level spans from 37,200 to 38,600. So you see, like this, I'm able to show you also the labels. You can see the price levels for yourself. Of course, take it with a grain of salt because it's going to vary from exchange to exchange. Okay, every exchange is going to have its little tiny fluctuations, and also the RSI levels, the expected ranges vary as time progresses. So those two reads, I've taken the white one off the 1 hour chart and the orange one from the 3 hour chart. It almost lines up completely with the 1 hour chart. So the intersection right here, coming from the 37,200 and the high of the white box, 37,700, this is the overlapping section, and this is potentially where I think we might find the strongest reaction or the strongest resistance area. Of course, I say potentially because those are just lines in the sand. Remember that. It's not because price reaches inside this box that is going to bounce off of it. What I mean is that if price actually reaches inside the box and then starts to reject it, that will be your confirmation. Okay? So keep that in mind. Okay? Don't jump on the train too early before you get the confirmation, or at least keep your eyes on the price action if you want to take a chance, because if it really breaks out and if we really see price shoot above the 38,600 mark, which would mark the high of this area, this is where at least I would close some of my short positions, because we could potentially reach up higher, just because a lot of sentiment is going to change. You know, imagine the people that were sitting here that have actually been waiting to dump their coins. They dump their coins. They FOMO out. They think like, oh, this is my opportunity. So it's FOMO people. It's very emotional people. They FOMO out, and then all of a sudden they see price rise up. Imagine they are going to FOMO back in. Okay, there's no logic behind their actions, because this is not a logical situation. This is a situation that has been built off of emotion and not technical analysis. So this is why this whole situation is very hard to really get a grip on. And you have to be able to recognize these areas, because, you know, sometimes it just happens like that, especially on a market where there are no stops or breakers in place that would just stop the market from trading, because it goes out of control and it's not within the accepted proportions. Then you know, you have to acknowledge that the fact that the chart is actually messed up. Okay, literally. Okay. Now, what is not messed up, those are those two reads that we get from the bottom. Those are actually very valid. The bottom, the local bottom sitting right here, and the local bottom sitting right there. Okay, so those are the two areas that are actually very valid and where we could actually really build a case on. If price would come down and get rejected here, I do believe that we are going to see a strong reaction, maybe even a building up out of this area and slowly grinding its way back up until either we break any potential possible divergences, or we hit another divergence and then it's back in the other direction. Yeah, like I said in the past days, high volatility is going to be present right now. Okay, not one trend just holding. Right now we're in limbo. We're in between areas. So yeah, some people might even decide to stop trading just for a little while until we break out of this structure and we have a clear picture. But of course, you know, I'm not stopping my videos. I will always keep giving you guys honest updates. Now, the other area of interest would be the orange one right here. The thing is, right here, the lower we go, the lower we see the price action go, the slower the potential recovery would be. If from this area the recovery would be too strong, then of course we're going to get another bearish divergence or a confirmation pattern, and then ultimately we're going to see a trend emerge. So yeah, there might be some light at the end of the tunnel, which is a good thing because, you know, just dragging our feet like this, nobody likes this. But yeah, that's the way it is. Sometimes it's just one big mess, especially with all the new people that have seen Bitcoin pop up to 42,000 and saying like, yeah, on the next dump, I'm gonna get in. I want to be rich too. I want my Lambo. Yeah, all those people, they think that right now is their opportunity. And then on the other hand, all larger traders, all everybody with a lot of capital in Bitcoin already knows that these people are present. So they are going to be abused of. And now the question is, who's going to have the largest capital to put in it? Right? So that's basically what is being measured out right now. And this is what we're looking at. So this trend line that I got right here, I'm going to remove it because obviously it has been broken. Oh, and there's a code popping up, guys. There's a code popping up. Get ready. If you want some instant tokens, get ready. Here they come. Yep, and the code for now is WO-IVBZI. IVBZI. WO-IVBZI. Or Z for the Canadians. Now, I'm going to give you a minute to claim your tokens, and then we will go over the levels for the yellow box and the lower orange box. All right, Croyer, congratulations. Get your incense fresh, hot from the press. So yeah, like we've seen yesterday, Incent is literally a very low cap coin. So yeah, you know, I know it's low cap for now. I don't know if it's gonna grow. I don't know if it's gonna get bigger. But yeah, low cap coins, once they start to find some traction, those are the ones that actually really pop. So yeah, you know, there's no harm in getting some. You never know. Maybe this will be your future Lambo. You know, I don't know. But at least, you know, just take them. It's for free. I pay for the codes anyway. And you know, you shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. Is that the expression? So all right, let's dive in. Let's analyze the yellow boxes. So the yellow box right here, range is from, let's say, 33,000 to 32,200, sitting at this local low right here. That's the potential area. So remember, if you don't have the reverse calculator and you cannot redo those calculations, the thing is, this is the local low that we're looking at, and if price moves down, then this is the area where we want to break the bearish divergence, or where we could be expecting the bearish divergence. So that's just what you need to remember. If price is reaching for this area, then look at your RSI. Set your RSI to a time frame of 12 because it gives a better resolution, and then you will be able to see if the RSI makes a higher low or a lower low, and the price does the exact opposite. That's the thing that you want to be looking for. Okay. So then we have the next box, the orange one at the bottom. Maybe I should give it another color because it's easier to talk about it. Let's call it the red one. Okay, so the red box right here is actually sitting underneath these huge volume nodes. So potentially, once we enter the red box area, it's either going to be a very, very slow recovery, or maybe a strong attempt creating another divergence and then sending us down to the rest of to lower prices. So yeah, let's have a look at it. The red box is sitting at the low of 29,500 and 31,000. So it's a $1,500 range that price would have to break through. Of course, it doesn't need to go in one swipe. Just like on the upside right here, we already have this area here. The prior box, I think it must have been something like this. Right now we are ranging inside this range. It's very likely, it's very possible to range before it breaks out. That's perfectly natural. So as long as we haven't really been breaking at least the 55 EMA, I think this one is a nice line in the sand. As long as we haven't broken underneath this one, this area is still in play. We're still waiting to see what the next move is going to be. So yeah, potentially both directions are possible. On the upside, we do have a much wider range that price would have to actually pierce and force itself all the way through, while on the downside, the yellow box is fairly shallow and a lot easier to break. So yeah, if right now we do see the price go up, make sure to keep your eyes on the level so that you can take action. If you were sitting in a short, this is one large range, but breaking through this range could potentially mean that price will keep building up and going for higher areas. So there is a potential large area where we could still see price bounce off of, but then on the downside, the areas are a lot thinner. So what does that mean? Actually, this means that in here, in this area, there is no real need to try and time the top. Okay, there is this huge range anyway, where even if we are going into, we do have time to wait for the reaction and the confirmation. So play it safe, play it very safe in regards of what you would do if price reaches for higher highs. Okay, don't be too premature on the action that you take, because if price ultimately starts to go down, if we start to reject this area, there are going to be bounces just because of those huge volume nodes sitting right here. And the area in the yellow box is actually very shallow. It's a lot easier to break. So even if you enter right here at 36,000 or 35,500, doesn't matter, you're still going to be able to go for at least a nice portion of profit. And then again, you know, the potential to break through this area in that case is a lot higher than going up right now. Of course, I'm not saying right now that the potential for going down is higher, okay? It's if and when we start confirming that we are going down, the potential to break this one will be a lot higher than what we are seeing right here. So take this in account when you're thinking about your strategy, how you're going to set up. Both areas are always very possible, so you know you need to think in both directions and prepare for both directions. Set your plan, set your strategy, maybe set some alarms. If you're using TradingView, you can very easily click these areas right here. Wait, how does that work? Oh yeah, I need to wait up. There we go. This is how we do it. You just click the label and then you can set your alerts accordingly. And if you have TradingView on your phone, you can also transfer these alerts to your phone so you don't have to be eyeballing the chart all the time, all day long. Don't be like me, you know, don't lock yourself up behind the screen. Well, you know, you can. It's perfectly okay. Now, on the other hand, other indicator that I've been looking at for now is the stochastic, because the stochastics right now are looking like they are holding a certain trend line. Okay, so if these trend lines are holding, what is going to happen ultimately? Ultimately, we are going to see the stochastics being cornered, and eventually it's going to break out. Okay, so a push to the downside will ultimately come. Even if we see the price grind its way up, eventually there's going to be a push to the downside. Okay, so that means if you had to let go your short position and you see that the price reaches above, don't enter your long here. Okay, so that just confirms that even if this happens, there is going to be a better area to start looking for a long. Okay, so that's what I mean. Take your time. Sometimes we just need to let it roll and see without intervening what the dices show, and then you can play your move. Okay, so same thing for the downside. Right now, stochastics are curling, but it's not unheard of that that the stochastics can do something like this and then already start breaking out. And then what we have a new trend discovery, and then all these lines are meaningless, and we just need to let it roll again. So in the down area, breaking this trend line is just going to confirm that eventually we're going back down. We're changing this entire momentum right here, but that's not going to be more than that. Okay, so keep that also very well in mind, guys. Now, if you guys have any more questions, okay, this is the time where we can start dealing with questions and requests. I'm also going to have a look at the higher time frames, because on the higher time frames, the stochastics are actually already in the bullish control zone, but being in the bullish control zone, it could snake around for a little bit, or we could see actually the stochastics leaning back to the downside. Okay, so right now, as we can tell, this entire situation here, from here to here, has been pressure up. As long as the stochastics are staying up here, there is still going to be some pressure to the upside. All right, let's have a look at the 5-hour chart. Let's see what the 5-hour chart says. And right here, we do see the same thing. Stochastics all the way up in the bullish control zone. Maybe we can adjust it a little bit more like that, seeing as if the stochastics are going to respect this trend line. Yeah, both things can still happen. Okay, it's not impossible that the price is going to try and reach for higher highs. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, let's have a quick look at the dollar index. Let's see what the Dixie is doing. So yeah, right now, the dollar looks on the short term a little bit exhausted, going for a higher high, while on the 1-hour chart, the RSI is already printing bearish divergences. But let's look at the higher time frames, because on the higher time frames, there is no divergence present. So the 1-hour chart could maybe indicate a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of a retracing, but eventually I think there is a good chance that the dollar is going to keep going further up. Like I said, the recovery of this entire dump and loss of value on the Dixie is not going to happen overnight. The longer it takes, the more faith you can put in the fact that it's going to keep going. So basically, if we apply the idea of Bitcoin and the dollar being inverse or holding an inverse correlation, this could mean that eventually, yeah, Bitcoin is going to start coming down again. But like I said before, it's not always a sure thing, just because Bitcoin is being traded against much more than just the dollar. There's the euro, there's all sorts of other currencies, people from all over the world getting into Bitcoin. So sometimes Bitcoin has the audacity to do its own thing. Okay, but nonetheless, it's always very interesting to have a look at what the dollar is doing. Also, we're gonna have a look at E-mini futures, because of all the GameStop craziness, Wall Street bets doing their thing. So what do we see right here? Right here, E-minis has printed a very strong bullish divergence. Very, very strong. Now, on the other hand, it's not going to be enough to create a higher high on the price action, because that would get us in trouble with this area creating a bearish divergence. So there's going to have to be a lot of motion from E-mini futures to break to new to break the cycle and to get a continuation pattern. So same thing for the S&P stocks right now. It's a little bit a make or break situation. Yeah, not a very nice area to think about taking your position, because basically this here was the bottom, and where is going to be the top? This is actually smack in the middle. Okay, so same thing for now. If you're still not in a position, this is your time to wait. Okay, this is the time to be patient and to make so that you can take a more safe position and a safer bet on what the market is going to do. All right, so yeah, this is it. This was the technical analysis for now. Yeah, Bitcoin right now, as you can see, just holding holding the lower highs on the very long term. Right here on the higher time frames on the 10-hour chart, we do have a little bit of this bullish divergence right here. Bearish divergence popped up from here. Yeah, it's actually, you know, we're smack in the middle of a range. Let's have a look and let's see what happens. Me personally, I'm still using the short button. Yeah, just because we have a downtrend right here, and getting another bearish divergence is actually so much easier in this formation than actually breaking the trend. But yeah, nonetheless, doesn't mean that I don't have to be careful. You know, things can turn against you very quickly, and you need to keep your eyes open, especially this huge volume node. It's not going to break in just one straight shot. Okay, keep that in mind as well. Potentially, what's to be expected if we reject here is actually bounces along the way. Okay, so even then, like I said, seeing this area being rejected, there's going to be many opportunities to wait for a confirmation and to make a weighted and educated decision on which position you want to go into. All right. So what do you think, guys? What are your ideas? What are your plans for the future? Bitcoin dominance. Have a look at the Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance could be recovering. Looking at this, oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Could make an attempt, but yeah. Looking at all these highs right here, all these areas, I think it's going to be a lot easier to get into another bearish divergence on the dominance chart. I don't know how strong we can make those reads or those assumptions on the dominance chart. Sometimes they play out. Sometimes it just does its own thing, just because there's a lot of influence here. To make this chart move, it's the total amount of all the other altcoins that actually weighs itself against Bitcoin. It's not just you know, one currency trading against the other. So yeah, that's something to keep your eyes on. All right, guys. So what do you think? What are your ideas for now? Tell me. Let's have a look at some altcoins, because Ethereum has been moving too. Yeah, I still have at least 20 minutes to stream easily. So yeah, let's have a look. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum over Bitcoin. So yeah, this one also starting to look exhausted, especially on the Bitcoin pair. It's gonna take a lot to yeah, Charles. Yeah, me too. You know, for now I still feel more comfortable going for a short rather than going for a long. And why is that? Because the way I see it, there is a stronger chance that price is eventually going to go back down and find some support on the downside, and potentially it could keep going. On the other hand, what did I do? Oh, that's the chart. Yeah. On the other hand, having this huge area right here that is super close, it gives me a yeah, it gives me also an area that I can manage. It's okay. It's quite a range. Yeah, still almost $2,000 of a range, but percent-wise, it's not too crazy bad. Um, and it's only those areas of interest in the short term for me. So it looks a lot more reasonable to expect even a retest of the lows before it keeps going, so that I can still exit my short if I really have to, rather than sitting in a long. Because if you sit in a long and it starts to reject, then where is it gonna go? This range is so much larger, potentially to take a lot of loss. So in my mind, it also makes a lot more sense right here to be looking for a short rather than to be going for a long. All right, and it's instant code time. It's instant code time. So the code for now is WO-MOV26. WO-MOV26. And yeah, Croyer, yeah, you're right as well. That's also a very good strategy. Just waiting for the drop to confirm what is happening right now. It's it's never bad to play on the safe side. It's not because you're putting money at risk that you have to take the maximum risk, right? The idea is to find a way to minimize the risk, and to find the best way to make money off of this. Yeah, that's what we're doing right here, right? So yeah, I'm really happy with your answers, guys. Not that I'm not making any money on it anyway. It's I care about you guys, and I don't want to see you guys make big losses and stuff. Also, if you don't feel safe, or you still want to get your feet a little bit in the game before going big, there's no shame in just taking like the tiniest positions ever, just as a practice. This is a high volatility area. These are the hardest areas where potentially people can make or break their account. It's let's have a look at the prior area, at the prior bull run, and you'll see that actually there is a strong resemblance to this entire section. So let's use the Wayback Machine. Let's go to 2018. Here goes the time machine. And as you can see, what is happening right now looks very, very similar to this. Okay, it's sad that I cannot overlap my screens. Oh, wait, maybe I can. Maybe I can. Let me try something. New window, like this. Going to move this over here. Over. Quit annoying me. We're going to move this over. No, that's not the one that I wanted. Um, so new window. Here we go. And let's go for this one. Yeah, awesome. Awesome. This is gonna work. So we this here. this one here. So, and what do we get? There we go. All right, beautiful, beautiful. This is gonna work. Awesome. Or something like this. Okay, so this is the bull run of 2017, and this is what's happening right now. So you see, guys, there's still is this potential for pushing back up a little bit more, shaking people out of their boots and out of their positions. But we've seen exactly the same pattern. Like, look how much those two resemble each other. You know, it's even the volume profiles look almost the same, except for this one right here. Here we have this pump and dump attempt, but right now all this here looks like this formation right here. The only thing that's missing is this pump and dump that came here. So yeah, you know, both camps still have their validity. We could see price try to make at least an attempt to push up a little bit higher. We see that it bounced more or less on this level right here. No. So yeah, that could line up more or less with something like this here. Yeah, interesting times. In my opinion, both camps still have a valid point and are potentially possible. Now it's up to us to play it safe and to make so that we actually make it through the day. And if that means just holding from trading, then that's good. That's good. You know, it might potentially work. If that means that you know, you want to take a shot, then at least we have some areas that we can set our stops on, and that we can try to keep our positions as safe as possible as well. Cool. So yeah, I think for now this is gonna be the name of the game. Look for the potential areas as we marked them off. We got on the high end, just call it the very high end, 38,600. Maybe I can set a trend line over here, just like that. Oh, no, not this, not this. With a horizontal ray, like here on the high end. Range right here. There we go. Maybe I'm going to remove this one right here, or I can make it, yeah, because that's the large volume node that we've been eyeballing. We're gonna make this one maybe blue. So you have the color labels right here, and then on the low end, potentially the one we want to see get broken first is this one here at 32,200. Breaking either the top one could signal continuation to the upside, so the green one over here. Breaking the other green one, I'm gonna make them green because it's go time when we see price break through. could signal more continuation to the downside. All right. I hope this was helpful, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like, just like always. If you have any questions, if you want to reach me outside of the live stream, then and you're not in the Discord channel, then just feel free to send me an email using using the website. There's an email form where you can send your requests. Just use this one. Also, fill out your nickname, the name that you use in the chat, so I will be able to recognize you and know who you are. You know, don't go like, hey, it's me, Dave, and you know, I'll be like, who's Dave? And if you don't want to use this form, you just want to use the email address. It's all the way at the bottom right here, info@wolvesofbybit.com. And also remember, if you want to use the affiliate link and become a member of the Bybit family, there's the green button over here. Feel free to use it. Send me then your email with your email address and your user ID. Then I can automatically add you to the Discord channel. That's automatic in if you want that, if you like that. All right. So now for Alex, yesterday I still haven't heard back from the support team. I'm going to send them another mail today. Maybe even just use the direct chat function to talk to them, because he asked a very good question, like the bonus upon your first deposit, can you immediately withdraw it, or do you need to do a trade or something at least, or what are the criteria before you can remove or take this deposit and pocket it? Okay, so cool. This is it for today. I thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was kind of a quiet chat, but anyway, Charles Croyer, very happy that you were here. I will see you guys tomorrow, probably with more update as we, yeah, I don't expect this situation to be ranging for a lot longer. I think a resolution will be coming pretty soon. But yeah, for now, this is it. This is the best we can do. Hold on to any kind of rash decisions. We are in between. Oh, Saint Elmo, you were listening. Well, why don't you say something? Oh, your hands were busy. Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna ask what you were doing with your hands. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But yeah, very happy to know that you were in the chat as well. That's awesome. That's awesome. You guys, I love you guys a lot. It's always a pleasure to be streaming. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same channel, 12:30 UTC. Take care of your positions. Remember, the most important key areas to hold or break are 38,600-ish. Oh, okay, Saint Elmo. Okay, so you're at work. That's that's very flattering to know that, even while you're working, you try to tune in and to hear kind of sort of what's happening. That's really awesome. Thanks a lot. So yeah, I wish you a very good working day. Hope everything is fine, and I hope also to hear you guys make some good profits where possible. So within these ranges, I would say if you are in a position, remember, take profits. There are some areas where bounces will be expected in between the 38,600 and the 32,200. I would expect at least one bounce right on the 34,500 area, so 35,000, in between 35,000 34,000. And afterwards, in the yellow box area, potential bounce at 32,500. And then once we clear the 32,000, we're under there. There will be bounces, but in my opinion, right there, pressure begins to really, really lean to the downside. Same thing as reaching above 38,600. I think pressure is going to start building, and we could slowly see another attempt to at least higher areas, or maybe even an all-time high. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna leave it for today. I thank you guys for watching. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a nice day. Stay safe. Keep your friends and family safe. Keep your position safe. Don't do anything crazy. We are in between ranges. And if you have profit inside this range, don't worry about taking some profit. Pocket that money. Don't leave it in an open position. All right. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Thanks a lot and have a nice day. Bye, guys.